We are officially live and together, which is exciting.
Yes.
And welcome,
Even more
everybody.
so this weekend.
I know we get to see each other this weekend. I'm so excited for that too. Need to text you about that. Welcome,
Yes.
everybody. So we are announcing our 2025 theme. I don't have any fun graphics. I was working on other graphics. And then we're also doing a ask us anything question thing about Readathon. Like if you have any questions, how it works or anything like that. This is not to say that there aren't other times that you can ask, but this is a great time to ask any questions that you have. So do we want to start
especially because you have us live?
Yes. Do we want to start with the theme or draw out the suspense and do the questions, or do some questions theme, some questions?
I think we should go with the theme first because I think there's going to be questions on the theme and the changes that we have upcoming.
This is true.
And I think that I would rather them know that ahead of time because it may answer some questions that they might have as well.
This is very true. So for those who are watching live, if you have any questions that you want us to answer after we announce the theme, you can just go throw them in the chat right now and we will answer them. That way you don't forget about them. And who wants to do the honors?
You can.
Okay. So our theme for 2025, we've had this picked pretty much since last year. Like we knew going in.
I think, yeah, we picked our theme in 2023. 2023.
Yeah, we're like, okay,
like early. We picked it pretty early. We were bouncing between this theme and our other theme for 2020. Well, our parks theme for 2024.
Yeah, and so we decided to do this. We don't even know what we're doing for 2026. Like, that's something that we should probably discuss at some point soon, at least to have an idea. I have a few.
Probably.
So our theme for 2025 is Pixar characters, which is very exciting.
Nobody super excited.
Yes, we're super excited.
There's so many. Yes, and there's so many really good Pixar characters.
We have too many.
Too many. We actually had too many characters that we had to really kind of pare down on some of them. And but we just ran into so many good nostalgic movies and memories and those kinds of things.
Percy is getting sick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, so while Christina runs away, and handles poor Percy, we went through over the summer and we were just watching through all the old Pixar movies and new ones, and picking out our characters and doing our setting up the prompts and deciding like how we were going to handle the different challenges that we have throughout the year and those kinds of things. And hopefully once Christina gets back, I'll be able to see more of the questions that might be coming in if there are any. But we made a lot of those choices. And then as you had seen previously, another kind of big change that's coming up is we're not doing daily challenges anymore. We ran those in the odd months. We had daily challenges, and they would come out every 3 days or something like that, or as close as we could when life got in the way. And we're actually going to be doing another kind of themed book reading activity. I'll wait for Christina to come back to do that. That doesn't get rid of our buddy reads. We still will be doing our buddy reads every other month. So in the even months, we'll have these buddy reads. I guess I also haven't done my intro yet on Discord. So while we kind of wait on Christina, I'll I guess introduce myself. So I'm Carrie, and I've been an admin for the Readathon with Christina since mid 22. I think I came on board. It was the first year that she was running the Readathon. And anyway, I'm a mom of two, and I love Disney. Been there a lot. I read a lot. I'm also an engineer, so I've been really busy and traveling for work a lot. Poor Christina has had to pick up a lot of my slack this year, which, by the way, I'm traveling again in January.
Of course you are.
For 8 days.
Same place?
So, yeah, going to California again. Yep.
Oh, God.
Yep. Back out to the West Coast. So, it'll be fun. But, yeah. So, anyway, I started kind of hinting at our odd month.
Yes, I heard.
Challengey theme. Yeah, I couldn't tell. I didn't know how much you heard.
No, I heard everything. Because the joys of a dog with a sensitive stomach is super fun. But the good news is he was only given one thing that he typically isn't given. So I think we have now narrowed down what is the problem.
I'll see. That's even better.
I hope. We'll see. So yes, Catherine is saying, I think I'll have to switch to light for next year. Is that set up the same? Yes.
Yes.
Light is absolutely staying the same. So let's start with the changes. And then from the changes, we'll go into light versus regular, I think. So we're not doing like...
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
We're not doing daily challenges next year. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. So we're going to be doing...
It was a lot.
And so you guys might have noticed towards the end, we're like, oh crap, and like posting them and everything. So we will be doing, we're calling them themed reads. We've created 3 teams. We did have a third admin, and she had to step back for personal reasons. So we had 3 teams, and we're going to keep the 3 teams, and they are themed around Pixar, like overall Pixar themes. So they are Team Scary, Team Adventure, and Team Friendship. And you want to talk more about them?
Sure. So what these are is, as we said, every other month, in the odd months, we're going to be having these themed reads, and you can pick your team, and you can change it every odd month. But once you pick your theme, your team for that month, you cannot change it. So like my picks were Team Scary. I am an absolute horror lover. Horror and the paranormal and scary books, they're like my jam. So I picked Team Scary, and so like say you picked my team for January, I would give you the book that we're going to be reading. And
we're announcing all of them ahead of time.
Yes.
So and we're going to announce them within the next week.
Yeah. So you will know all 18 books that are available across the teams ahead of time. So you can kind of plan around. Yeah, exactly. You can make your library requests. You can plan around. Like you can, put it on your gift list if your birthday is in a certain month, however you want to handle it. Or maybe you already have it, or a friend that has it and you want to be like, hey, can I borrow it in this month? Whatever. So like say you did Team Scary with me in January, that doesn't mean in March that you have to stay with Team Scary. You could jump to Team Friendship or Team Adventure. Christina, you have Friendship?
I have Friendship.
Or Adventure?
I have Team Friendship.
Adventure. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, I think she's Adventure, yeah. So no, like Christina was doing
Friendship.
Adventure.
No, I was Friendship.
Oh, you were Friendship. Okay. That's right. Anyway, so Christina was doing Friendship. We'll both kind of do Adventure along the way. Maybe we'll flip-flop certain months, like whoever, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And, so we'll still be there. We'll still be reading along with you, one of the two of us. And it's really kind of a participation thing. Like if you do it, great. you get your reward. We can talk about it, whatever, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited for it, especially because some of my yes, that was our biggest thing, Chelsea, is the being able to plan ahead of time. Because depending on the book you pick, it may or may not fit the prompts for that month, and that's okay. It might just be a book that you really want to read that month. But as it is too, like you'll know the books ahead of time for the whole year, but then once we release our Pixar characters for the upcoming month, you'll be able to decide like, oh, hey, yeah, I was planning on doing scary that month, but maybe the adventure book fits better, or whatever. Yeah,
I think that's
because
about
we said
it.
that they can, because these books can be used for, yeah, and we said the books can be used for the characters. They cannot be used for the monthly challenges, just like we've done in the past with buddy reads, where you can use a book for a buddy read and you can use it towards your character prompts, but you can't use it for the monthly challenge.
That is correct. And we're still going to do buddy reads, and buddy reads are still going to be the same kind of free for all way that they always have been, where everybody just kind of dumps their TBRs into Discord and you go on a wing and a prayer and hope you find something.
Yep.
So that's the biggest change. Pop-up challenges are staying. That is something that's staying.
We really liked how they went this year.
Yep. Events will still have events throughout the year as well, typically around the holidays, around Halloween, around summer, and then we have one other big one planned.
Christmas.
Holidays.
Okay. Yeah. So like Halloween and holidays, like we do those, and then we have the other ones.
Yeah. So then the other big thing is the light version is staying. And this was Carrie's brainchild. So we all have her to thank for light. And so how light works is you can do the special events, but not the pop-up challenges. You only have to do 5 prompts for each character per month. Same rules apply as, if you read a book and it happens to fulfill, 4 prompts for a character, then you can use it for all 4 of them. And you can only do one of the monthly challenges. We haven't talked about which one.
Yeah, well, that'll be decided and announced before the start of the month, obviously.
And but the monthly challenges themselves will not be.
Correct. Well, that's what I mean is like before, like once we'll decide that before January 1, and then we'll announce then like which one you'll be able to do.
Yeah, because we still have to do some finalization on that end. I think that's about it. I feel like it's hard because like I've been doing this. This is our 4th year doing this, so at this point, like I forget like what's complicated, and I'm like, you do it, and that makes it really hard for me to help people. So I guess just an overall summary of how the challenge works is we release, it'll be 3 to 4 characters again, except December. We always release 1, and that is because we want to release somebody, but we also want to give you a chance to finish up everything. And the holidays are also just a very chaotic time of year, and so we'll release them.
Absolutely.
We do stacks around the 15th, and what stacks are is we pull a stack of books for each character, and these are books that could fulfill the prompts for that character, and then people get to guess which character it is, and all of that good stuff. And then you if you are correct, your name randomly gets selected, and then you can start that character a week early. Only the person who wins and gets their name drawn. So if like 3 people get it correct, you have a 1 in 3 chance of being selected. A minute. Then a minute. Sorry about that. So then on around the 20th, 21st, something like that, you get the characters are released, answers are given. So this is the book for this is the book for that. And I know some people really like that because it helps them get their planning set up and give them ideas and all of that good stuff. And then you can start on the 1st.
Yep.
If you start,
I really like.
Okay.
I was gonna say I really like the stack answers that we do too, because it kind of shows it shows our intention behind the prompt generally, especially if you know the book ahead of time. We leave a lot of them up to interpretation, because we do try and make them broad yet narrow, if that kind of makes sense. Like, say we have one that is, I don't know, it like features a small child. Okay, well, small child can be anywhere from an infant to like 10, right? And so, like, as long as your book features someone preteen, that'll meet that prompt, right? It doesn't have to be like literal small child, like they're described as being X amount of feet tall or anything like that. Like, we're not trying to
Micromanage.
bind you into specific genres, because we know that people read all different kinds of things. So, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a huge horror fan, but I also like to read a lot of romantasy, and I do a lot of sci-fi. Christina tends towards the historical, also does romance, but like she's not going to do as much sci-fi as like I would. Also tends towards memoirs and those kinds of things too. Not really my jive. I'll read them. They're just not something I'm going to pick up without challenging myself, which is another thing that we like these prompts to do, is we diversify them so much so that it does challenge us to read things outside of our comfort zone. I know that I've been reading things that I probably would have never read if I hadn't been participating in the challenge.
Definitely. And we'll really only step in if the prompt is being like really, really, really misinterpreted. Like one year we had a translated book and it was misinterpreted by somebody as, well, this is a book. I'm reading it in its original language, but it has been translated to other languages. And we're like, no. We want a book that is not.
You are reading.
You are reading.
You are reading the translation versus reading the original from the person. So like for that prompt, I read it was a mystery book that had originally been published in French, I think.
Okay.
And then I obviously read it in English. And we went from there. Yeah, and we definitely don't expect our members to be policing people. We prefer you didn't. Like, if you have a concern that somebody might be misinterpreting something, like, please reach out to us. Privately, yes. But, we don't want people. We've had some issues with call outs and those kinds of things. And we're trying to keep this as a very fostering community where we encourage each other and do those kinds of things. And, we'd like to be able to handle those conflicts and not someone else.
Yeah, because we were the ones who came up with the prompt, so we know the true intention of it. Now, if someone asks, like, "Hey, what do you think?"
Yeah.
Give your opinion, and we'll typically step in. And there's conversations happening between the two of us,
like all the time. Yeah. And Christina and I talk pretty much every day.
Pretty much, yeah. So someone asked, do you have to read for one character before moving on to the next one? Nope. We have people who just finished attractions from January, like last week.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, is that you don't have to finish it in the month to go. Like some people do. I think the first 2 years that we did this, I finished all of them in the month that we were doing it. However, the last 2 years I've been traveling a lot for work. And there's just been no time for me to finish them in the month that they're happening. So heck, I haven't even updated my Goodreads or my Storygraph or anything this year. I've just been reading. Like, I haven't posted any of my stuff. Like, it's just one of those, like, I'm doing it on the honor system. I know what I've read. We go from there, and I'll, I guess next week or something, add up what I did. I don't know. And if not, it's okay.
We don't have you like submit a form every time. We don't track like, oh, hey, it is 100%. We're adults here.
Yeah.
We're all adults here. We're not going to police you in that aspect. We trust you.
No.
And I mean, there's no like actual, it's a bragging rights type of thing. And if you are less than honest, that's on you.
Pretty much.
I feel like I had something else I wanted to bring up. We are going to continue Storygraph. That is something that I know a lot of people use. And the one thing that we ask with Storygraph is sometimes like they'll have people will be like, my mom, she can wait. People will like be like, oh, I eliminated this prompt. Can I just go in and add a random book? So it looks like, I use a reward. I eliminated the prompt. So I don't have to complete it. Can I just add a random book in there so that it says that I've completed it? And we ask that you do not do that, because then sometimes if I'm struggling with a prompt, I'll go on Storygraph. And so if someone says, oh, this book fulfills this prompt, and it was one that they had
just randomly done.
1 sec. My mom's calling me twice. I got to see what's up.
Yeah, that's fine. You take that. So like Christina, I'll pick up where she left off. If you do that, where you use a prompt or a reward to complete a prompt, we, in our reference section on Discord, we actually have a not a book link in there that's on Storygraph that you can use. It's called like the Disney Lovers Readathon reward. I don't remember the exact title. As I said, there's a link to that book there, and like we would ask that you use that if you need to mark that for your completion.
Yeah. The other thing is just doubling back to like announcing our theme. So our theme is Pixar. We have several people who have joined us. Our theme for 2025 is Pixar characters, and we've done some characters already. We've done Merida. We've done Water News. We've done Stinky Pete.
That. Yeah, because Water News was like the Halloween of 23.
So they will not be reappearing.
No.
Any character that we've already done, they are done. We have moved on from them, because also there's just so, like we said, there's so many characters that, I mean, we've been having this big back and forth conversation because we literally have too many characters.
Yeah, I want to say that we had 15 extra at one point, and I think now we're down to like 7, and we're just trying to decide what to do with them.
Yeah, because it's like it's not like they're secondary characters.
No, these are some of the main characters within the movies, and it's really one of those. Do we focus on the main character? Do we not? Like, can we really get away with not doing these? Or how can we use them in another event or something like that?
Yeah. Anybody? We have several people who have joined. Does anybody else have questions for us about how Readathon is working next year? Anything that you might have missed, or like you came in and heard the tail end of and would like clarification on? Stuff like that. We will be announcing our first stacks on Sunday, which means, Carrie, you got to do them before you head my way.
Yeah, and the girls have gymnastics competition that day, so it's going to be
yeah. Well, prompts are final for that.
Yes.
I like to talk like this in front of everybody, because then they get curious. What are we doing?
Well, that, and they get to see our dynamic too, so that when we're bantering online, you guys realize that we are just bantering. Christina and I have known each other for a very long time.
Probably about 6.5 years, 6 years. 7 years. I don't know if I met you the first year at the party.
Did you? I think
I
you
think I hung
did.
out with other people. I might have met you in passing. I hung out with
Yes.
others that we don't speak of.
Yeah, we don't talk about them. Anyway, because I've been working for the company for 7.5 years now, and I don't remember if I was working for them when you, or if it was before I started working for them.
We've been together 7 years, so yeah, I don't think
Okay,
you were.
so yeah, it's either
And then,
6 or
like, I
7
remember when
years.
you started, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Carrie and her husband work for the same company as my husband.
Yes. Yes.
And
So
that's
as
how-
I mentioned, I'm an engineer. So
Yes.
I, along with my husband and Christina's husband, we all work for the same company, and we nerd out a lot.
Yes, yes. But if anybody has any questions, I mean, if you think of something later, there is a questions part of the Discord server that you are welcome to always, always, always throw your questions in there. And we will answer them pretty quickly. I don't know if I answered the question from earlier.
Yeah, there's also, you can also do it in chat as well. Just make sure to tag the @admin. That way it goes to both of us in case one of the two of us isn't on, or may not be available at the time. We can then talk about it at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. But we are very excited. I think we're not going to continue watch parties. That's just a lot.
Yeah. We'll probably do some sprints though, and those kinds of things. We will do the sprints. I just don't know that we'll do the watch parties.
Yeah. They were fun. There was something new. We tried something new. We'll also be sending out a survey. We didn't talk about this, but I'm just assuming we'll be doing the survey again.
Like we do every year.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same questions year after year. Just for us to gather information, what worked, what didn't work, what you liked.
What people liked, what they didn't like.
Yeah, it's like everybody's
what
like
your favorite part was.
Yeah. We will definitely, keep all of that in mind. But I think that's about it. If nobody else has any questions, I can stay on and sprint with people if people want to sprint. I don't know if people do. I know it's getting late. I know in England and Europe it's after 10 o'clock. It's almost dinner time here on the East Coast.
After 11:30 in some parts of Europe, so 6 hours ahead.
Yeah. So people want to sprint, just give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat, and I can stick around for a little while. My husband won't leave work for another hour at least, so I can do like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But if not, if people are not interested, I'm not offended, and I'll just go read on my own with the dogs. But yeah, we'll probably announce our first reading sprint. It would be nice to do some during winter break. I'm off for like a week or 2. I don't know exactly when I'm off.
Yeah, my bestie's moving this weekend, so she settles on her house on Thursday. So we're going to be doing a lot of moving, and then my parents retire the 3rd of January. So it's a busy end of the year. And then, of course, my oldest birthday is 15 days after Christmas. So,
do I get 2 weeks off?
Dang.
I think I worked 1 day in 2 weeks again. I did that when we were out of town.
Yeah.
It was great. It was actually the most rejuvenating thing ever. I worked 1 day in 2 weeks. That's
awesome.
So nice. And no worries. Sleep is important. Sleep is definitely important. Yes. So yeah. Thank you, everybody who has joined us. We'll probably put a cute graphic up at some point. I have Canva up right now. There is a shock. I have Canva up. I feel like I always have Canva up. I've become quite proficient in it. I think both of us have.
Yeah.
Over the years. So I'll send you some stuff, Carrie, and then we'll formally announce the team. Not the teams. The team reads will probably go up in the next week or so. Let me look at the calendar.
Yeah, I want to get them
On Monday.
We'll have to look at the calendar. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes up on Monday. I'm looking at our calendar right now.
There we go.
So it is going up on Monday. And so you'll have all of that ready for you with all of the cute graphics that are very cute, if I do say so myself. And I'm biased because I made them. And you'll know what's going on with the team reads, and we'll make channels for that. We're also working on cleaning up the server a little bit. I'm weirdly sentimental about the stupidest things, and I'm like, but we have to keep them. So Carrie's created a backup server where all of that's being filtered in, and I think we'll start by taking off the 2022 stuff.
Yes. I will be working on that shortly, most likely. So
yeah. So
but I do have to go make dinner.
Yeah, you go make dinner. Thank you, everybody who joined us. And we will see you all in the server. Ask all the questions you want, except what characters are coming out, because you're not finding that out. And yeah, thank you, everybody, for joining. And you know what? I'm going to sprint. If anybody would like to stay in sprint, I've decided I'm going to. I have you all as my captive audiences. So let's do some sprinting. So I was going to read anyway. If you want to stay in sprint, please feel free. Let's pull up our typical, let's see. What are you reading? Put it in the chat. So what is everybody reading? If you are staying for sprints, because I'm going to read and be productive anyway. I think we're going to do shorter sprints. Let's go with 35. I think 45 is just a bit too much for me at the moment. So what is everybody reading? All that good stuff. While you all answer, I'm going to pop onto Canva super quick. Nobody wants to tell me what we're reading? I am currently reading The Mystery Guest by Nita Prose. An unpopular opinion, I think I'm going to DNF the series. I know there's only one left. I did read Mistletoe Mystery. It's like not even 100 pages. But I kind of find Molly obnoxious. Like, I know she's supposed to represent neurodivergence and all of that, which I think is really, really great. But I can also kind of understand maybe why some people would not exactly find her the easiest person to work with. And it's upsetting because it's nothing against the neurodivergent population. I can understand a little bit of it. So I do like the mystery a lot. I think the mystery is really cool. I think that getting a lot of her backstory is really cool too. So I am almost done with that, and that's a physical read, and I'll be unhauling all of that at the end of the year, because I keep all my books that I've read for the whole year, and then I do this. It takes like an hour. It's the most exhausting thing ever. I go and I pull all the books that I've read off of my bookshelves, and then I stack them up, and I read over 300 books every year, and I stack them all up, and then I kind of sit in front of them and I take a picture. And it's like, it's a whole thing. My husband gets in on it. It's exhausting. It is absolutely, positively exhausting. This year, in terms of physical reads, I've read really only 186 physical. So 300 books total, over 300, but only 186. I say like that, but that's not a lot, are physical. 67 are digital and 49 are audio. So I do all that, and then I sell all the ones I don't want anymore, which the number is quite small this year relative to how many books I read. So I'm seeing a lot of people drop off. So I'm debating, do we actually want to sprint? You know what? Let's not. I know I keep going back and forth. We're not going to sprint, but we'll have sprint soon. Like I said, I'm off for quite a big stretch of time. I teach one day over the course of 2 weeks, which is pretty awesome, if you ask me. I'm actually putting all of this on my calendar right now so I remember. All right. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining. We are very excited for our Pixar characters theme for 2025, and keep an eye on the Discord server. Discord's definitely the place to go for the information over Instagram. So keep an eye on the Discord server for more information in the next 2 weeks or so. And we will see you all later. Bye, everyone.